the 68th Pitathipati of Shri Kanchi Kamakoti Peetham. Let us start the program with a prayer. Let me invite Harita and Haripriya for prayer.
सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् अपारकरुणासिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं श्रीचन्द्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम् परित्यज्य मौनं वटाधस्थितिं च व्रजन् भारतस्य प्रदेशात् प्रदेशं मधुस्यन्ति वाचा जनान् धर्ममार्गेण यन् श्रीजयेन्द्रो गुरुर्भाति चित्ते नमामः शङ्करान् वाक्यविजयेन्द्रसरस्वतीं श्रीगुरुं शिष्टमार्गानुनेतारं सन्मतिप्रदम्.
Now, I invite the dignitaries to offer Pushpanjali to Shri Kanchi Mahaswamigal as a token of our reverence and gratitude. It's my pleasure to invite our esteemed Vice Chancellor, Professor G. Srinivasu sir, to deliver the welcome address and introduce the chief guest.
Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad-padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Apara Karuna Sindhum Jnanadam Shantarupinam Shri Chandrasekharagurum Pranamami Mudanvaham. Respected Chancellor Professor V. Kutumbashastri, our esteemed guest speaker Srimati Vishakha Hari Madam, distinguished registrar, faculty members, honored guests and dear students. It is with great reverence and joy that I welcome you all to the 31st Aradhana of Shri Kanchi Mahaswamigal, a day of profound significance for all of us at SCSVMV. I welcome Madam Vishakha Hari Madam for this great occasion to deliver a special address. We are all particularly privileged to have with us today Professor V. Kutumbashastri, our Honorable Chancellor, whose scholarship and commitment to the strive for academic and spiritual excellence. Sir, we welcome you with great honor, great respect. And I welcome all the staff members. Particularly, I sincerely welcome the trust members of Sri Kanchi Kamakoti Peetham Charitable Trust and all other guests from Mutt and from outside. I humbly welcome all of you for this great occasion. May the blessings of Sri Kanchi Mahaswamigal continue to inspire us in our pursuit of knowledge, wisdom, and service. I welcome you all once again to this auspicious event. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request our Honorable Chancellor to honor our chief guest with shawl and memento. Thank you, sir. Next, we have a special lecture on Shankarar Shankaram to be delivered by the renowned and erudite Srimati Vishaka Hari ma'am. With her profound insights and mesmerizing storytelling, she will guide us through this enlightening session. Ma'am, I request you to deliver the lecture.
नमो नमः सद्गुरुभ्यः सद्गुरुभ्यो नमो नमः नमो नमः सद्गुरुभ्यः सद्गुरुभ्यो नमो नमः श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. I'm so happy and overwhelmed to see all of you today. In fact, very, very thrilled to see this entire building. You're all so fortunate to even be studying here, because I think this is not just a building, it's a temple of temples, where so much of preservation of culture and heritage has been done. Today, I have been asked to deliver a lecture on Shankara and Shankara. I'm not going to bore you when I say the word lecture. I can always see the students sometimes, oh, lecture, the term itself is so boring. So today, it won't be just a lecture. It will be more of an interactive session where I can ask you questions and you can ask me questions. So let us make it more thrilling and a little bit exciting. Let us try to understand each other and the purpose of why we are here, right here in Kanchi Kshetra, such a beautiful Kshetra. All of you would have heard of the Mahatmya of Kanchi. It is one of the Sapta Moksha Puris. Why are you talking of moksha when I'm in my young teenagers? Some people ask, when I tell students in Kanchi you're in one of the Sapta Moksha Puris, I'm not bothered about moksha. Tell me what is relevant to me. Kanchi is not only a moksha puri, it has been the greatest educational institution in the superpower Bharat. It has been a very great educational institution, like Kasi in the north, Kanchi in the south, has been a producer. It has produced such great scholars. That is why in the past, if you see, so many scholars of not only Advaita, Dvaita, Visishta Dvaita, of all philosophies, from Kanchipuram only, all these scholars, she is the mother, Kanchi is the mother of, she is the Vidya Devi of our Bharata Desha. Kanchi means Mekhala, right? Udyanam narto. So for this whole entire Bhuma Devi, if you imagine Bhuma Devi as a beautiful Shri, Kanchi is the Udyanam. It is the Mekhala of the entire Bhuma Devi Shri. And so today, what is about Shankara and Shankara? This is a very auspicious day today because it is the Aradhana of Mahaperiva, Kanchi Mahaswamigal, on this very day of Anusham. On this very day, he attained Siddhi. And throughout his journey, you must be knowing that this institution was built in commemoration of Shri Mahaperiva's 100th year, 100th birth centennial year. Shri Jayendra Saraswati Swamigal built this university in commemoration of Mahaperiva, right? Isn't it? 1993, when Mahaperiva turned 100, Shri Jayendra Periva was thinking of what and how to celebrate Mahaperiva. And what will be the better way to celebrate than to build this institution and produce thousands of students who can be our cultural ambassadors. So that way, all of you, by Mahapariva's grace, Mahaswamigal's grace, each one of you should be a cultural ambassador for Bharat. So this is in commemoration of his 100th year, built by Jayendra Pariva. And going to the topic, Shankara and Shankara. Any guesses on what Shankara and Shankara means? Because this topic says Shankarar and Shankaram. What does that mean? Anybody thought of the topic? Title at least? You at least wondered what the lecture topic was going to be on what it means? Okay, so let me come back. Next time you have to answer. Shankaraha means Sham Karoti iti Shankaraha. One who does good, one who brings auspiciousness. Generally, we think Shankara or Shiva or Rudra means the destroyer. He is so ugra. He is the deity of cosmic dissolution, Pralayakala, Samhara Murti. But Shankara means very auspicious. Shambhu, Shankara, Shiva, all these names means Mangala. He gives Mangalam, so much of Mangalam. So much of auspiciousness to everybody. And we have heard of incarnations. Avataram, theriyulaya, avataram theriyulaya. What are the avatars? Yes? Matsya Kurma. Yes, Matsya Kurma, Varaha. You have heard of the 10 avatars. So what does avatara means? Avataranam, descent, coming down. So coming down, does that mean that God resides somewhere? Vishnu or Shiva is in Kailasa and Vaikunta, and he has to come down like coming down from Russia to India or China to India. So what does that avatara or avataranam mean? Coming down to the level of human beings to move with them in order to guide them a beautiful way to live. So that is avatara. And this avatara does not stop with 10 of Vishnu or Shiva's avatara. Shiva comes as Shankaraha, comes as Shankara. That is Shankara and Shankara today. Shankara Shiva, Lord Shiva, comes as Shankara Adi Shankara, and then as Mahapariva, Kanchi Mahaswamigal, in continuous lineage of 70 Shankaracharyas of Kanchi Mat alone. Right from Adi Shankara, now is the 70th Shankaracharya. So each of them are called Shankaracharya because they are doing something, a great service to the society. Your life's purpose is something beyond just studying for yourself or earning money or working for your family and building a huge house or living with your pet dogs and cats. Today that is the fashion. But our life's journey, our purpose must be something much more. And you can see that through avatars. Every avatara, Lord Shiva, there you must have heard of this beautiful story. I'm not going to go into very detailed philosophy or details of any particular branch of Tarka or Mimamsa or all of it you might read later in your syllabus. But just a glance through Shankara and Shankara. Purna Nadi Tate Ramye Punye Kerala Mandale Gramosti Kaladir Namaya Sajjanaihi Abhisevitaha Tasmin Shiva Guru Nama Brahmana Brahmavittamaha Sadacharena Samyuktaha Shiva Bhaktirato Abhavat Aryamba Tasya Patni Cha Pati Seva Parayana Anasuya Samadevi Sarva Sadguna Bhushana. You know Shiva Guru and Aryambal? Everybody knows, right? Shiva Guru and Aryambal. Where did they live? Kaladi. They lived in Kaladi in Kerala. They were a very devout couple, very devoted to Lord Shiva. They did not have a progeny. Putra bhagyam illa. Today, many people do not understand why you need children. Children, why do we need children? There are a lot of youngsters asking, why should I get married? Why should I have children? Only if you understand that there are 4 purusharthas, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, you can understand why people were always, the Vedic culture always asks you to get married. From the brahmacharya ashrama, it asks you to go to the grihastha ashrama and then to the vanaprastha. Why is it so? Because our Vedic culture always believes in passing on our beautiful sampradaya and traditions and culture generations after generations after generation. If we have Ramayana even today, how is that? Not just by having libraries and books. All these books which are in the palm leaves, which are getting digitized, you must learn these books and become an encyclopedia of them so that you can actually give a lecture and spread that awareness about each of the Shastras, about the Brihadvimana Shastra, about the Ayurveda Shastra, about the Dhanurveda Shastra, about the Rasayana Shastra, about the Rasarnava Shastra. So India is such an epitome and repository of knowledge that you need children to pass on the legacy, right? So they wanted a child, and Sakshat Shankara blessed them with Shankara. That is Shankara and Shankara. Sakshat Shankara, Sakshat Shiva, decided to come himself. That is the concept of avatara. Avataranam. So he comes, Lord Shiva Shankara comes as Adi Shankara, Bhagavat Pada Adi Shankara. For what purpose? Each of them, I told you, have a purpose. How many years did Adi Shankaracharya live on this earth? For all the work that he has done, can some of you tell what Adi Shankara, Bhagavat Pada Adi Shankara has done which has inspired you so much? A few things. Have you ever been inspired by Adi Shankara? I can see a 60 feet Adi Shankara's statue outside. What inspires you? What inspired the person to build a 60 feet statue? It's not just a statue made of stones or a monolithic statue to boast of. That represents so much of knowledge, so much of works that he has done during his just 32 years that he lived. Today, at 32, you don't even know the names of the Shastras. We don't even know the names of the Shastras that India has produced in the past. But by 32, he had completed his Avatara Karya. So can you tell me one of the reasons or something that inspires you from Adi Shankara? Anything? Having known his charitra, all of you know his story, right? You have not been inspired by him? Then I think this lecture is compulsory, definite to listen. So Adi Shankara is a very inspiring figure because, not just because he is Shiva's avatara, let's consider him as a very ordinary human being. At 7th year, he had mastered the Vedas and all the Vedantas and all the 6 Angas, and he had done everything. He lost his father, Appa Poitar, when he was just 7. Imagine something like that happens to us. We would say, and today's youngsters get into depression for everything. They get dejected and depressed and stressed and tensed for everything and anything. But take a moment. Think, if you have a problem like this, very great problem, just 7 years, some people when they lose their father or mother, they said, Kadavul irukara, is there somebody called God? See, I'm so young, I'm just 7, I've lost my father. Avar adha apdiye thiruppi potu, okay, my father is dead now. What is dead? Who is dead? Which is dead? How does death come? A 7-year-old boy asking such questions. Start asking questions. Only then you will be interested in knowledge and learning. Otherwise, you will come to the university with gloomy faces. Why you are learning this? Why you have taken this course? Are you forced by your parents, or do you have real interest in this? Nobody knows. If you come with a gloomy face and a very unenthusiastic, every day is the same day. No, not at all. Not even every moment is the same moment. Try to learn and use every moment which is precious in our lives. Manavatanu durlabamanuchu nenji paramanandamundaleka madamatsara kamalobamoohula kudasudai mosapodigaka. This comes in Duduku Gala, one of the Ratnams of Pancharatnams of Tyagaraja. Manava Tanu Durlaba. I know that there are a lot of Telugu students here. Manushya Janma, this human birth is so durlaba. You cannot get it so easily. So after having got this human birth, still doing the same thing that animals do. They also earn, we also earn. They also marry, we also marry. They also reproduce, we also reproduce. They also go in search of prey, we also go in search of some livelihood and come back. What is the difference? Dharma. There comes the concept of dharma. So, Adi Shankara, at his 7th year, he started thinking, my father's body is lying here, but people say that my father is gone. My father has not gone. He's here, but he's gone. So which has gone and which has not gone? There comes this concept of body, shariram and atma. The atma has gone, shariram is here. At what age did he discover this? During his 7th year, when he lost his father. So then he wanted to know the truth, a seeker of truth. That is why he went to the banks of river Narmada, where he found his Guru Govindapadar. Even Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudamate. Many people here, many students will know of this song. Some people would say this is Bhaja Govindam, the Krishna who is standing here as Venugopala. You can see in this near this basketball court, this volleyball court. It's that Govinda, as well as Bhaja Govindam, his guru. His guru is Govindapadar. Today, even today, I visited this Omkareshwar 2 years back, Narmada Nadi. And there, on the banks of river Narmada, a small cave was there. A very, very tough point to reach in those times. Today you have flights and trains. And in that cave, Guru Govindapada means Govindapada, Guru Govinda will become Guru Gobind Singh of Sikhs. Anyway, of all these traditions, Advaita and Adi Shankara is the first world's ever philosopher. World's first philosopher. So that should inspire you first. World's first ever philosopher. He lived not just 500 years back or 1000 years back. Thanks. So it's an echo there. He lived before Christ was born, and the dating goes before Christ. So if you calculate, it's almost more than 2,500 years since Adi Shankara's birth. And it has been an unbroken lineage of Adi Shankara's lineage that we see today in Kanchi. The beauty is, after he goes to the Narmada Tira and gets initiated from Govindapada, he walked throughout the breadth and length of India. Digvijayam pannar. During that time, he walked throughout India. Why? Why should he walk throughout India? To know about the people's ignorance, or how people are, what people are facing, what is their problem as such, how to help them out. And that is the greatest contribution of Adi Shankara. Then is when he gave the theory of, if you want Manas Shanti, శాంతమూలేక సౌఖ్యమూలేదు. If you want Manashanti, if you want to be happy, first understand the truth. He began creating so many, he began writing so many poems right from children. Ganesha Pancharatnam, you know so many stotras on Shiva, on Krishna, Krishnashtakam, and then and Prakarana Grantham, so many Prakarana Granthams, like for those who are real seekers of liberation, Viveka Chudamani, they will read, and those who want to read about Prasthanatraya Bhashyams, they will read about different knowledge levels, different stages for students separately, for people who seek liberation separately. So Shankaracharya, Lord, Shankara Sakshat. Generally there is a saying, if you want health, get it from the sun god. Arogyam Bhaskarat Ichet. Nowadays there are so many people who never even experience the sun's rays. They sit in that AC room. And more they will say no vitamin D, so no absorption, you cannot eat anything, you cannot sleep, you cannot do anything. If you want Arogyam, you need sun's rays. Arogyam Bhaskarat Ichet. And if you want Jnanam, Shankarat Jnanam Anvichet. You should get it from Shankara. So Lord Shiva comes as Adi Shankara, and Adi Shankara, after his period, see how big a visionary he was. He didn't stop with just himself. As a seeker of moksha, அவர் என்ன பண்ணிருக்கலாம், ஒரு அந்த குகையிலேயே உட்கார்ந்துட்டு இருக்கலாம். He could have sat in that cave, happily did penance, and go for moksha like so many other saints. But he established the mutt everywhere, north, south, east, west, so that his disciples, so many people, Hastamalakar, Mandana Mishrar, Padmapadar, Totakacharya, all of them could spread the message and bring happiness to everybody. So that way, அந்த lineage-la da in the Kanchi paramparela, the next Shankara and the next Shankara is first Shankara, and Shankara is Sakshat Shiva and Adi Shankara. The next Shankara and Shankara is Adi Shankara and Mahaswamigal of Kanchi. Mahaswamigal of Kanchi, again, opposite, because he lived for so many years. But what was the commonality? See, when you have Shankaracharyas, you never compare them with Ivara. Did he live like that same person? No two fingers are the same. So personalities will be different, approaches will be different, their thoughts will be different, but the goal will be the same. Goal is to establish dharma, culture, heritage. So this Mahaswamigal of Kanchi, he also traveled throughout Bharatadesha, not once but thrice, right? And such a simple, today we have millions of followers. Ninga students are irukadnala ungalku theriyala. When I went to New Jersey, I saw Americans, Christians, other religion people, Muslims, Parsis following Kanchi Mahaswamigal's advice and reading his book. I was taken aback, I was shocked, I was surprised. And I asked out of very inquisitive spirit, I asked that other foreigner, how do you know Mahaswamigal and how do you connect with him? You're not a Hindu, you're not a Sanatani, you don't belong to our Sanatana Dharma. There is so much of difference between your religion and his religion. Then all of them gave one simple answer. There might be a lot of differences. He might belong to some other country, some other nation, India, we are Americans or Australians or Chinese, or we might belong to different nations, but whatever he says is applicable and practical for our lives, and we are able to experience happiness in our lives. Being at Kanchi, we generally, those people who can get access to things easily, namak theriyave theriyadu and the value. When you go out,
And you think, when you go out, you get surprised that, oh my God, after 10, 15 years, you will be surprised and you will feel blessed to have studied in this institution in the name of Mahaswamigal, built by Jayendra Saraswati Swamigal himself. Because the more and more you go out and experience such things, it will inspire you, and you can see how relevant it is for all religions and for all people and all nations. Why? What did he advocate? Simple living. Don't expect too much. Don't expect too much. Acceptance. Going with the flow. Think that everything is His grace. Whatever we experience today is because of His compassion. All those small things that He says has big value. They might be small words, but they have big value. So that Mahaswamigal, many political leaders, including Mahatma Gandhi, they used to meet Mahaswamigal. And later on also, Jayendra Periva, many political leaders also used to meet them. But they never said a no for a commoner. Their darshan was as simple. Anybody could go and meet them. And today we have our Vijayendra Saraswati Swamigal, who gives darshan and lectures. Jayendra Periva also did this Jan Kalyan, where he went from slum to slum, preaching about the heritage of our great heritage of India. He distributed so many wheelchairs, and so much of society service. Manava Seva is Madhava Seva. Manava Seva is Madhava Seva. So that is being continued today also by our very, very compassionate Vijayendra Saraswati Swamigal Acharya, who today he wants the empowerment of each and every student, irrespective of the religion and the caste and the creed. You must be cultural ambassadors of India. What he expects out of, see, there are so many projects that are going, even in this one small building, compared to the whole world. Otherwise, this is a very big building. Compared to the whole world, this one small building, see how many projects are going. See, on one part, you can see the beautiful stone sculptures, Rama, Lakshmana, Sita, made by the students themselves. Nowhere else in the world can they make such beautiful Rama and Lakshmana and Sita. Only in a Bharata Desha, you can see Rajagopurams. You go to America, they would have studied so much of aerospace and so much of other aeronautical engineering and so much of engineering. But can one engineer make a Rajagopuram like Punyakoti Vimanam, or can they do a Kamakshi Amman like what we have in Kanchi? Not at all. So if we need our superpower Bharat back, you all have to get back to our Indian origins and Indian culture and Indian roots, so that we can get back the beauty. The beauty is India has everything, but we don't know that we have everything. So somebody else takes it away. All knowledge is exported from India and we re-import it back, and when we re-import it, they do the copyright and patent it, and then we re-import. But whatever we have here, by the blessings of the Shankaracharyas and all other great Mahatmas, we need to copyright and patent of whatever belongs to Bharat. We will not give it up. Right from a ginger, right from a tulasi leaf, right from a neem leaf. We need to patent it back. So Shankara and Shankara. So the first Shankara is Shiva, came as Adi Shankara. Next Shankara is Adi Shankara, came as Mahaswamigal. Next Shankara is Mahaswamigal, who comes as the next Perivas. All of them are called Shankaracharyas because they do Shankaruti iti. They do good. They give auspiciousness to us more and more. So let me open this conversation to questions, because we are supposed to do this program till 5. But instead of me talking all the time, do you have any questions? It need not be related to this lecture. It need not be related to this lecture at all, but I want you to open up. Because this is I've been asked to inform that this is just the beginning of a lecture series, and we'll be having more and more lectures depending on your response. So let me see if you have any questions. You have no questions, it means that either you have not understood anything that I have spoken, or you are so clear and you're so absolutely intelligent that you're completely doubtless. So let me see who starts first. Come on, any hands up? Hands up. The mic will come to you. The first person who asks shows courage, spirit of that inquiry which Adi Shankaracharya had. That itself will become an inspiration for others. Let me see who the first person is. Who is the first person? No bravery, no courage? Anybody? I thought all of you will have questions because I have a lot of questions. Not even one? Let me see one hand up, which shows that you are interested in our Bharat's heritage. How many of you are interested in Bharat and heritage and learning our culture and tradition? How many of you are interested? Let me see that. Nobody is interested in learning? Not at all? Then why did you come here? Let me ask you. Come. Why are you here in this college? Please pass on the mic to that girl. Yes, what is your name? Yes? Asta, why are you here in this college? Give the mic to her. Let's listen to Asta. Yes, Asta?
Ma'am, I'm a first year Ayurveda student.
Ayurveda student?
Yes, ma'am. From Shri Saraswat Ayurvedic College.
Okay. So, what is your aim, Asta?
Ma'am, I want to be a doctor, and as well as I want to work in the field of mental health.
Mental health. That is a beautiful word. And that is what Adi Shankaracharya and all the Mahaswamigals have been doing till now. So I think that is why, because best of all the service is to give happiness and peace to people, right? Mental health that is what is mental health. Today all people are so confused. Bringing clarity based on Sanatana Dharmic goals is what Swamigals have been doing, the Mahans have been doing. And continuing in that tradition, all the best and wish you so much success in whatever you do.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Pass on the mic. Questions? Starting from Asta. Yeah? Can you tell me? Next girl. Next girl. What is your vision or ambition? If you just sit like that, nobody will know what exactly you want and what doubts you have. Any doubts that you have? What are you pursuing? Ayurveda?
Yes,
Ayurveda. So why did you take up Ayurveda?
to become an
Huh?
Ayurvedic doctor.
To become an Ayurvedic doctor, that is a very simple answer. But through that, beyond your profession, have you ever thought beyond your profession? Anybody? Anybody here who is inspired by Bharat's culture or heritage? Anything that you know about India which you like about India? Yes? Yes. Please give the mic to her.
Ma'am, myself Shivatmika. Ma'am, you said that nowadays youth is like more depressed and stressed easily, right?
I can see that they are depressed and stressed easily. Yes, yes, yes. Yes.
Can you give an example or can you give tell us how to overcome it or take control of it?
How to overcome that? Beautiful question. See, first of all, you need to have an overwhelming desire and passion in something that you like. Oh, the padikkanume, abdi varname, oh, lecture kekknume, 4 to 5 is the lecture in the building, so I'm sitting here. Is the look that you're giving me right now. Whatever you do should be out of interest. And that interest must ignite that fire in you to do something for the society, which will help you learn more, which will help the society learn more. that kind of an enthusiastic, Mahotsaho Mahabalaha, Vishnu Sahasranama, Lord is full of enthusiasm. Today's youngsters are totally non-enthusiastic. Just a bunch of herd of cattle, Madre. They are doing, so I am doing. She is doing, so I am doing. My parents told me, so I am doing. This is what I got, so I am doing. What kind of an interest will you get in this kind of a thought? You must have the passion to do something for your country. Just don't think about yourself. Stop thinking about yourself and your desires and think at a higher level. When you think on a higher level, you will get that energy and hope. Then you will get away from depression automatically. The term itself will not come. In our parties and tatas, they used to live for 100 years and sometimes 105 also. Not a single day have I seen my party or tata depressed. But today, 15 years, 14 years, they are depressed. Because no purpose in life, no goal to work for, nothing to aim at, no knowledge seeking. If you ask me, I will sit here and start learning how to do the sculpture, because upstairs I saw those stones where you do the sculpture with those stones. So I would love to learn the 64 arts of Bharat, where the 64 arts of Bharat, Chatushashti Kala, the greatest, where with no other nation has produced so many art forms. Only India has 64 art forms. I think the depression is because you just stick with your book alone. Why don't you come and learn an art and some kind of an art which connects with Bharat? It can be sculpture, it can be painting, it can be even the digitizing. There are so many new art forms today in technology. When you do that, you'll kind of get a very exciting experience. Like probably if I'm a CA, chartered accountant, probably if I had been a chartered accountant, I would have been really depressed. But today, meeting different people, interacting with you, asking questions, answering them, talking about different things, that gives me excitement, because I got to learn so much from your building. So every day is a learning experience for me. So if you learn, depression will get away from your, it will run away from you. But you must start learning. Very good that you asked a question. Nobody else is even interested in asking a question. Then how else do you expect me to come for a lecture series where Periva has asked me to announce that there will be a lot of lecture series where you will be interested in learning so many things? Only if you are interested, we will have this lecture series. Any questions? Yes, finally. I would like to give an applause.
Namaste, ma'am.
Yes.
You mentioned about the knowledge tradition. The need for a child is to pass on the knowledge tradition.
Correct.
But shouldn't it be the other way, that a child is there, so what the heritage we have, what made our lives beautiful, we need that to help that next generation also make it beautiful.
Correct. That
So,
is passing.
That is passing. So is it the child, we need child to pass on?
Pass on the beautiful tradition of our Bharat.
Right.
Correct.
The past.
We have learned so much, right? Knowledge.
Right.
Whatever you have learned,
Right.
your knowledge.
Yes.
And Bharat has so much of vidya and so much of beauty that Dashasyam Putrayam, Veda says every person should even have 10. It was a joke previously. Today in Singapore, you are given an incentive and stipend if you have, for each and every child, the stipend goes increasing. Why? Because the youth power is economic power. The youth power will bring you not only culture and tradition and legacy and maintenance. It improves the economy of the country. It improves the manpower of the country, the youth power of the country, the GDP of the country. Entire thing is associated with good citizens of that particular nation. So when you pass on the culture and tradition, that child will beautifully enjoy Bharat, right? So what is your question?
So I mean, you said that we should have children.
Yeah.
Like their aim to have children was to pass on. But I'm saying if you the aim should be, if there are children will happen naturally.
Okay.
If children are there, our aim is to pass on if there are children, not to have children just to pass on. I'm saying like that.
Both mean the same. Both mean the same to me. You pass on the beautiful knowledge system generation after generation. Why are you here? Because your parents want you to learn the samskara of Bharat, isn't it?
Yes.
So what is their objective? For their child to learn the beauty of Bharat's culture. So that is it. You will want the same from your daughter or son.
Yep.
Same, that is it. You have the answer yourself. Fine, satisfied? There you are. Anybody else? Yeah. Finally, I have the students up and waking. So for waking you up, I need a 45-minute lecture.
I'm Abhinandan. I'm studying B.Ed first year.
Very nice, Abhinandan.
I have a question that I went through some commentaries and commentators like Madhvacharya saying Adi Shankaracharya that he's a Mayavadi. The word Maya means what? Why he was named as Mayavadi in Madhvacharya's commentaries?
Very good question, very good question. So I can see that you're a true seeker and you have read. Even to hear that you have read so much and you're asking such a question is very nice and inspiring. So let us not discuss the discrepancies between the saints. See, each one has the freedom of expression of whatever they have analyzed. Okay? If the number 2 or number 3 or 4 comes, how does it come from? Comes from the base of 1. Only 1 plus 1 becomes 2. 2 plus 1 becomes 3. So for all the philosophies in this world, first philosophy is Adi Shankara's Advaita. Only if you have Advaita, adukku mele somebody would have read that Advaita and then you can either agree or oppose. But whatever, even whether you agree or whether you oppose, still he is the inspiration behind that particular force. Why he calls him as a Mayavadi? Generally, because Adi Shankara says that Jagat is mithya. See, when his father is gone, the body is there, it's just mithya. So he thought that the father is always going to be there. So nothing is Shashwata. This building was not there before 1993. Now it is there. After 100 and 150 years, this building might look different. So the whole Jagat is mithya. And so Brahma alone is Satya. Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya. So hence he was called as a person who perceives everything else as Maya, and who sees, probably we should call him as a Brahmavadi and not as a Mayavadi. We have to call him as a Brahmavadi, he who saw Brahman in everything, not Maya in everything. He's a Brahmavadi. He who saw Brahman in everything. So probably we will say he's a Brahmavadi, not a Mayavadi. Yes. Yes. If any others have a question, we will finish and then come back because the same girl is asking. ஒரு போட்டிக்காவது for a spirit of at least competition, you should be asking some questions.
Ma'am,
Yes.
what advice do you give to those people who has taken other courses, like any other engineering or any other courses according to the society, what society thinks and what is the trends in the societies due to their parents or due to what society thinks or
Pressure,
due
peer
to what
pressure.
their friends tell, but they have another interest.
Wonderful question. Sometimes your interest is something else and you do something else because of the parental pressure or peer pressure, or you're forced to do that. Definitely, it's a very beautiful question and very difficult to tackle with. Your parents want it because they think it is practical. You have to earn something. You have to prove yourself to the society. So you need to pursue that particular subject. Anna, your heart is somewhere else. So how do you tackle that? One, you can try of Sama, Dana, Beda, Danda, Niyati. Sama, you can talk to your parents and tell them, you are really so passionate about this particular art or this other particular field that you will do very well. Na panniye kaamikren. So that is actually my case is also that. I am a CA. But I told my parents that I will definitely sing. I like music much more than being an auditor. So I told them that I will definitely do something this and prove myself to you. So that way, after having proven yourself, your parents might get satisfied. Otherwise, till that it will be a huge struggle. But once you are passionate about something and you cannot sleep. Say it's a wildlife photography or something which is really, really wild. Anna, if you whatever you do, the samayala irundha kuda, if you give your heart, time, mind, soul, you put everything into it, you are the best. You are the best. Nobody can win you. You will be the best. So put your heart, time, energy, soul, everything into that particular one field. Then you can prove to the world that, see, this is it. Till that time, it will be a struggle. Yes? Can we finish off, or do we have questions here?
Ma'am, as you said that we need goals in our life to escape depression and everything, how do we find a goal? Because we meet people every day and we learn new things and we realize that we have so many things to experience in our life.
Very nice.
How do we find that we are interested in the particular thing?
How
as
do
it
you
overwhelms
realize
us?
your goals? And that is what we need. We need Guru Kripa, no? Why do we come to Kanchi? Why do we seek people who are Mahatmas to understand the purpose and the goal in our life? Until then, we will be really confused about why, what is my purpose? Appoda Adi Shankara Mari, Mahaswamigal Mari, Pubala Periva Mari, you need to just calm down your mind. Talk to your inner mind. Ask your inner conscience, or if you have a family guru, ask your guru about what you can pursue, what is your goal, why are you here for. இங்க இருக்கிற மனசாட்சி இருக்கு இல்லையா, அந்த சுவாமி பதில் சொல்லுவார். If you truly ask with complete faith and surrender, he will give you the answer. You can see that. Any other questions? Can we finish? Okay, let me just do a quick wrapping up. Anybody who can tell me what happened from 4:15 in this lecture, what I was telling? Quick summation, quick points, takeaways of today's lecture. One point each. Yes, the boys. The boys here. Yeah, please, here. Boys kadayada? No voice? Yes.
Meaning of Shankara,
Meaning of
Shankaroti
Shankara.
iti Shankaraha.
Shankaroti iti Shankaraha.
Shankaraha generally means Mangalam, Kalyanam,
Mangalam Kalyanam.
ityadiyah.
Very nice. Then, next takeaway. Quick. Fast. Next. Boys there? Yes, good. கையை தூக்கிறதுக்கே கிளாப் பண்ணோம்னு நினைக்கிறேன். Yes.
The purpose of Adi Shankaracharya's avatara.
Purpose of Adi Shankaracharya's avatara. Then முக்கியமான purpose என்ன தெரியுமா, Vedic culture re-establish பண்றது தான். Because during that period it was full of Jainism and Buddhism. People were totally confused. And then we had Mughal invasions, and then we had Britishers. அப்போ மகாஸ்வாமிகளுடைய அவதாரம். So each அவதாரத்துல there are challenges. So the purpose is to bring clarity to Sanatana Dharma. Every incarnation to bring the purpose is Dharmata Marubadiyum Dharma Samsthapanarthaya Sambhavami. Yes? Any other takeaways? With one more takeaway, we'll finish. Yes? Any hands up? With just one more takeaway, we'll finish? No? Nothing? From the 45 minutes? Nothing else that you learned? Let me see. All these girls in yellow are very enthusiastic. One more takeaway? What else did you learn? How to overcome depression la sari, Shankara and Shankara lende. How they have worked towards the society. How they have worked so much towards the society. How they have not only, yes, give the mic to her.
Passing on the legacy of India's culture, heritage to the
Passing on the
future
legacy
generations.
of India's culture and heritage. Very nice. And the most important one, seek truth. Seeker of truth. Even, see, just 32 years he lived, 7th year his father died. Go after the truth. Go after truth and go after serving the society. 2 eyes. Truth and society. That is the spirit of Adi Shankaracharya and Shankara and Shankara and the Shankaras today. So with that, we will all meet in the next session, probably in a more vibrant and a spirited session, where you will have more questions and more answers, and whatever topics you want us to speak on, we will speak on that and discuss so that we will get more clarity and we will find our goals and purposes of living together. Thank you. Namo Namah Sadgurubhyaha Sadgurubhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Namah Sadgurubhyaha Sadgurubhyo.
Thank you, ma'am, for your enlightening lecture and enriching experience. Now, it's my great privilege to invite our Honorable Chancellor, Professor V. Kudumbashastri, to deliver the presidential address.
అపార కరుణా సింధుం జ్ఞానదం శాంతరూపిణం శ్రీ చంద్రశేఖర గురు ప్రణమామి ముదాన్వహం సదాశివ సమారంభాం శంకరాచార్య మధ్యమాం అస్మదాచార్య పర్యంతాం వందే గురు పరంపరాం. నమస్సభాయే. I have to be brief, so I am skipping some of the formalities. If Madam Vishakha Hari doesn't get offended, I should start saying that she is a bundle of contradictions, life-wise. I will conclude in the other way, don't worry. Because she did CA, she mastered in a traditional way from a all-time great legend of India in Carnatic music, that is Lalgudi G. Jayaraman Ji. And she mastered dance, she mastered classical vocal, she mastered Sanskrit and several languages, and chose Harikatha. This is the contradiction. All the fields are open for her, as you all can imagine. You know what are the value of those things? A musician's career, a CA career, a musician's career, a Bharatanatyam dance artist's career. You can imagine, at least, my dear students. But has chosen Harikatha to be her life and mission. This, today you are seeing such a great person. She is a role model, not only for all of you, for all of us also. The reason is, what is the aim of life? What should I do for the society? What is my commitment? Why I used my intelligence. I used all my... you must also note that she passed CA in gold medal and everywhere she is a gold medalist. Otherwise, if she is not a gold medalist, she can't take a different decision. That also you should understand. Only brilliant people can do something. Dullards cannot do anything, like me. So, the problem is, why I am highlighting this in a very jovial way, she is not bundle of contradictions, she is bundle of coherence. What is the samanvaya? Shankara Bhagavatpada told, everything has to be made into a samanvaya. You have to choose a path where you yourself will be satisfied. You should also earn money, not that she is not earning money today for her survival or for growth of her institution or for everything. Yes, Acharya also keep every time saying that look after your welfare. Because if you ignore your welfare, you can't do anything. So, looking into your welfare, you have to give something to the society, something to the Bharat, and something to the soul of Bharat. What is the soul of Bharat? It is distinctively different. No nation under the sun has got such a distinctiveness as it is a land of spiritual upliftment of society. So, spiritual upliftment of society is possible only through Harikatha. And in Harikatha, Krishna Bhaktirihi Sadhyate. Of all vidyas, of all arts, of all capabilities, The end result is only Krishna Bhakti. So that to realize that in such an young age and take the path of that, sticking to that, not only she is practicing, she is also conducting a very great institution through which she is training so many hundreds of students in this line. So she is a very remarkable personality. Only thing is today we didn't have proper time to interact with her, and we didn't give her also sufficient time to actually expose all her what you call abilities to you. And she will be coming to us, and she was very kind enough to come here. And since on account of some other program, pressing program afterwards, we are in a hurry, I don't want to take much of time. Thank you, madam, for your kind inspiring speech, as well as the students in the initial stage, they need some time to pick up. Everywhere it is that. See, people, you see, as long as you are a student, you have an advantage. Now I can't do that. If I do that, every one of you will be laughing at me. So I am bound by certain rules and regulations. But you have nothing. See, as long as you are a student, when somebody asks you to ask something, immediately get up and ask something. Let it be whatever it is. It is the headache of the speaker to answer it. let it be you put the challenge to the speaker. I mean, that spirit you must have. You should not waste time. That spirit is more important. Okay, sometimes we ask valid question, sometimes we also ask invalid question. Doesn't matter. After all, you are a student, growing boy and girl. Okay, thank you so much. I can't take much time. Only thing is, thank you, madam, once again. You should visit us more and inspire our students. And also pass on the Krishna Bhakti to them also. Namaskar.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Devajyoti Chana, HOD of Sanskrit, to deliver vote of thanks.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. It's my great privilege to stand before you all to extend vote of thanks. First and foremost, I express my heartfelt gratitude to Professor V. Kutumba Sastriji, the Honorable Chancellor of this university, for his inspiring presidential address, and which beautifully reflected the values and teachings of Kanchi Swamiji. A special note of thanks to Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor G. Srinivasu, for his invaluable guidance and support in making this event a grand success. Coming to the part of the speaker of this day, we are deeply actually indebted to Srimati Visakha Hari for her soul-stirring lecture that brought the spiritual essence of Sri Adi Shankara's teaching alive. Ma'am, your word have left on indelible marks on all of us. I extend my heartfelt thanks to the trust members of Kanchi Kamakodi Charitable Trust, invited guests, for their kind presence in this grand function. I also extend my sincere appreciation to the organizing member, the faculty members, staff, students, those who have contributed a lot for this program, a grand success. Thank you all.
Let us conclude the event with the soulful rendition of Maitrem Bhajata. I invite everyone to join this occasion.
मैत्रीं भजत अखिलहृजेत्री मैत्रीं भजत अखिलहृजेत्रीम् आत्मवदेव परानपि पश्यत आत्मवदेव परानपि पश्यत युद्धं त्यजत स्पर्धां त्यजत युद्धं त्यजत स्पर्धां त्यजत त्यजत परेष्वक्रममाक्रमणम् त्यजत परेष्वक्रममाक्रमणम् मैत्रीं भजत अखिलहृजेत्रीं मैत्रीं भजत अखिलहृजेत्रीं जननी पृथिवी कामधुघास्ते जननी पृथिवी कामधुघास्ते जनको देवः सकलदयालुः जनको देवः सकलदयालुः दाम्यत दत्त दयध्वं जनता धाम्यत दत्त दयध्वं जनता श्रेयो भूयात् सकलजनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकलजनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकलजनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकलजनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकलजनानां
Thank you, everyone.